Hello, everybody. How's it going? Ben Gothard here, founder of Project Egg. And I want to talk to you today about transparency and why it is so important in order to run a business. So let's just jump right into it. Well, when somebody's doing business with you, when somebody is trusting you to give them knowledge or sell them a product for you to handle their sensitive information, like their credit card information, for you to take money from them, for them to trust you enough to take your advice. That is a lot of trust that is required. That is a huge commitment on their part in order to say, hey, I value your opinion. I value what you have to say. I value your product enough to give you my information, whether it be to give you my credit card information, to give you my trust, to give you my attention, to give you my time. And that is a huge step for people to be giving you that. Okay, so in order for them to trust, in my experience, having been an entrepreneur for 3 years and built multiple businesses, is it's so important for them to be able to trust you. Because if they don't trust you and you aren't being transparent with them, then what grounds do they have in order to build that relationship with you, in order to give you that information, in order to value the relationship enough to be able to push down the walls and to really connect with you and to move forward on a business level? Without transparency, there is not that trust. There is not that connection that you have, right? And so, a lot of people in today's day and age are going to be the first ones to say that they're experts in this, experts in that, and you need to listen to them because they have the secret sauce. They have the magic that's going to just make your lives instantly better, and they're going to fix all of your problems. But what a lot of people don't do is a lot of people don't share with you what they actually do or what they actually know or how successful they actually are, right? So, whenever I approach a potential customer, I always try to be as transparent as possible, and I always try to set the expectation for what they should be looking for, what they should be expecting moving forward, right? So, for example, when I was very heavily focused on building my marketing agency up, I've been working with Facebook advertising for about 3 years now. That was my first business, was on the social media marketing side. The thing that I would always tell people is, and especially for my first client, especially for getting my first client, was, look, I'll be honest, you're my first client. This is something that is new to me. This is something that I'm going to be experimenting with a lot. And I want you to know that moving forward. I want you to know that that is what I'm doing, is that I'm experimenting and I'm going to be learning just as much as you are. And I want you to know that in the beginning, right? And so that set the expectation for the client to be like, okay, I know you're learning and I'm not going to expect you to just hit the ground running and show me these amazing results, because you set the expectation beforehand. Before the customer gave you money, you set the expectation of, this is exactly what you're going to get. This is exactly where I am in my business. This is what I can provide to you. Is that what you want? Yes or no? And it's not a matter of tricking somebody into giving you money, right? It's not a matter of forcing them to give you their credit card, because let me tell you, that's not going to work in the long term. You do not want to force people to work with you. You want people to want to work with you, okay? And so when you set the expectation early on of, this is exactly what you're going to get, and then you deliver, that's awesome. Those clients are going to stick with you because they're happy. When you try to force somebody to pay you and force somebody to do business with you and they don't know what they're getting, then they're going to have these expectations in their head of, okay, well, I'm expecting this, 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 and this. And so regardless of what you deliver, it's probably not going to be what they expect, because you never set those expectations in the first place. You never define for them, you're going to get this, this, and this. You kind of gave them a vague understanding of what to expect, so their minds are going to wander. Their imagination is going to take off at that point. Okay, so that is one of the things that I see a lot, is a business or a company or an individual is trying to pitch the world. They're trying to say, I'm going to give you this, and they list so many different things, and at the end of the day, you're like, okay, well, what exactly do you do? What exactly am I getting for my money? I don't understand, because you say you do so many things. Now it's unclear, right? There's a book called Built to Sell by John Warlow, and he put it very well. He said, in order to build a company that can scale and that you can eventually sell, get good at one thing first. Get very, very clear on one thing. Get very good at one thing. Communicate that value very well, right? So, and then you can scale from that. You can grow from there. So, for example, with my first business, what I sold was social media management. That was the first thing that I sold. And I said to my client, look, I want to manage your Facebook page, and I want to deliver X number of posts per week. I want to deliver 5 posts per week, and I will deliver them for you on these days at these times. And that is what you should expect. That is what you can expect when you work with me. You're going to pay this amount of money. You're going to get this deliverable. And that's it. And it was a very clear expectation of what the customer was going to receive for their money. You weren't promising them, I'm going to get you 1 million clients. I'm going to get you so much exposure, and I'm going to help you build your brand, and I'm going to help you do this and help you do that and all these other things. It was, I'm going to post 5 times per week for you, and I'm going to charge you this much. And it was a very clear expectation of what to deliver, or what the deliverable was going to be for the client. So it was very easy for that client to make a decision. Either, yes, I want this, or no, I don't. So then once you refine that and you're being very transparent, you can go and you can find the people who need that product or service. You see, a lot of people think that sales is a very slimy word, but I don't think so. I actually think sales is a very good word, and that it is necessary. It's clearly necessary to build a business, but I think that sales is a way for you to connect with people who need what you have to offer, right? So let's go back to the social media management example. The client that I was working with, they knew the importance of social media. They knew that they needed to be on it, but they didn't have time to be posting constantly. So what I offered them was, look, you pay a certain amount of money every month, and I'm going to post for you. I'm going to save you time every single month. And that time that your employees were spending on social media, now they can be spending that time somewhere else that's more beneficial for the company. Right? And so I try to communicate that value to them. But if transparency wasn't the number one factor, then that client would not have bought from me. And every time that I do business moving forward, every single time that I've made a successful sale, it has always been because of transparency. Because I tell them, look, this is what you're going to get. This is exactly what you're going to get. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is my story. And this is what you're going to get. This is how it's going to benefit you, and this is what it's going to cost. And it's very clear, and they know exactly what they're going to get. You set the expectation, and then you deliver. But if you keep getting unclear about what it is that you're actually offering, and you try to offer all these different things, and you try to do everything, and you try to be everything for everybody, you're going to end up being nothing to no one. And that's not what I want for you. I want you to be successful, right? So when you approach business, and especially sales, and this is very, very important for sales and for getting new customers, when you approach them and say, hey, what is your biggest problem? And then you listen, and they tell you their problems. And if one of their biggest problems is something that you can help them with, you say, hey, this is what I do. I can help you with this problem. This is exactly how I can solve your problem. And I'm going to deliver this. I'm going to solve this, and this problem, and it's going to cost you this much. Are you interested? Yes or no? Now, if you do a good job of communicating that value and you're very transparent, most of the time they're going to do business with you because people want to have their problem solved, right? If somebody has a problem, then you coming in and solving that problem is very beneficial for them. They're like, oh, wow, yeah, I really need that. I really need that to happen. I really need more sales. I really need better marketing. I really need enhanced branding. I really need a writer for my blogging business. I really need somebody to come in and help me make a schedule. I really need this. I really need that. If you can go and find people who need what you have to offer, and you're very transparent with them and say, look, you need this. I offer this. It's going to cost this. Let's make a deal, right? So if you just approach it like that, sales does not have to be slimy. Sales does not have to be something that you're scared of. Sales does not have to be something that you have to worry about too much. It's just about finding the people who need what you have to offer, being very transparent about how you can help them and exactly what they're going to get for their money. And then either they're interested or they're not. And then another important thing is to follow up with them, right? Because sometimes they don't need what you have now, or they're not comfortable with the price now, but in a couple months, they might be ready to buy or ready to move forward with you and work in a different way with you. But I found the most success in my journey has been from being very transparent and saying, look, this is exactly what I have to offer. This is exactly who I am. This is exactly what I've done. Do you want to work with me? Yes or no? And that way you're not trying to put together this whole fluffy, very unclear message, and the customer's not confused about what they're buying, and there's no unrealistic expectation about what is going to happen moving forward, right? So I challenge you to think about, what do you actually offer? How can you benefit your clients, your customers, and who exactly needs it, right? So who needs what you're selling? How can what you're selling benefit them? And then just match that, right? Go find those people. Either go on social media, look for somebody who needs what you have, and approach them about it, build the relationship, make the offer. If they need it, great, you have a new customer. If not, that's fine too. Not everybody's going to buy from you. Not everybody's a good fit for you, okay? So that's why transparency is so important, because it allows you to move forward and to build a book of business in a very methodical, very kosher way. I'm Jewish, so I'm going to use that word. But it's just important to be very transparent, because if not, people aren't going to trust you. People aren't going to want to do business with you. If you're very shady, people are going to feel that, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, I don't want to deal with that." I've had a couple incidences in my career where people have tried to sell me on something, and I'm just like, I don't really know who you are. I don't really know why I should trust you. I don't know why I should be buying from you, so I'm not going to do it. And in fact, I don't even want to be associated with you anymore, because you feel kind of slimy, and I can't trust you, right? So when you can't trust somebody, you definitely won't want to do business with them. So that transparency is the key to establishing that trust. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Have a fantastic New Year's. Let's build a better world together. Thanks. Bye.